Hello everyone. Today let's start with our history session. We are going to deal with the last, that is part 3 of lesson 5, Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. Till now we have discussed about how people became rulers, the Varna system, then we discussed about what are Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. Today we will discuss about the different types of taxes and the changes in the agriculture. So now let's begin. As discussed in the earlier session, the rulers of the Mahajanapadas started building the fortification walls. They started constructing huge forts. They even started maintaining armies. So they had to pay the soldiers and they required a lot of resources. They required a lot of finance. Now, how could they meet these requirements? So for that, they started collecting regular taxes. Even these days, we pay different types of taxes, or nowadays we pay GST. So why do we pay that? Because we all know that government has to run smoothly. It has to work for the welfare of the people. And from where the government would get the money? It would be from the taxes. So similarly, these Rajas also collected different types of taxes. So now let us focus on what were these different taxes. So the first one was the taxes on the crops. So whatever the peasants, the farmers produced, that is the yield, the crops, whatever they produced, 1/6 of that produce was to be given as the tax and it was called as bhag. So the first tax was on the crop produce. Next, we'll go with the next one. The second tax was collected from the craftsperson. Now, what would the craftsperson do? So, these could have been in the form of any labor. So, now craftsperson include the people who are artisans, who make good handicrafts, paintings, weavers, and so many different skilled people in art forms. So these craftspersons or that particular person had to work for the entire day in a month for the king. So for example, a weaver or a smith may have had to work for a day every month for the king. Maybe making some different portrait of a king, making some beautiful handicraft for the decoration of the kingdom and like that. So craftsperson's tax was in form of labor, working for a day in a month at the king's kingdom, palace, fort, whatever it is. The next type of tax was collected from the herders. Now, who are the herders? The herders are the people who rear the animals like cattle, sheep, goat, etc. So these herders would pay the tax in form of animals and the animal produce. That may be milk and milk products, sometimes the things made out of the skin of animals, and sometimes even they had to give certain kinds of animals to the king if required. Then the next type of tax we have is collected from the hunter gatherers. Now hunter gatherers used to roam from forest to forest and collect the forest produce. So whatever forest produce they collected was given to the kings as a part of tax. Some different product or a part which is from whatever they collected was given in the form of tax. One more important tax that was collected was on trading. Whatever goods were imported or exported, that is purchased or sold by whosoever it is, the business people or the traders, they had to pay the taxes on that. Even we do pay the taxes when we purchase or we sell something, right? Certain amount is paid as a tax to the government. Similarly, these traders also had to pay the taxes for selling or purchasing things. Sometimes on the way of the trade routes, the soldiers would tap these traders to take certain taxes or collect some part of their material as a tribute to the kings. So this is all about the taxes. I will just recap what were the different taxes. First was the tax on crop, which was 1/6 of the yield or produce, which was called as bhag, and it was collected from the farmers or the peasants. Next, the tax from the craftsperson in the form of labor, like the craftsperson had to work for the entire day in a month at the kingdom. Then it was from herders, form of animals and animal produce, hunter gatherers. From hunter gatherers, it was the forest produce that they had collected, and finally the taxes on import and export, that is selling and purchasing of goods from the traders. I hope this concept and the different types of taxes are clear to everyone. Let's move on to the next part. The next part tells us about the agriculture. So different changes started taking place in the later Vedic period as well. So here certain changes were brought into the agriculture for the good yield, good produce. A large quantity could be produced at a time. So these are like two major changes around these Mahajanapada time. So what were these two different changes or the major changes? First was they started using the iron plowshares. This means heavy clayey soil could be turned over better than with a wooden plowshare so that more grain could be produced. Earlier there were wooden plowshares, and we know wood may decay, it may damage, it may decompose, there may be termites, and so it was not that useful. So these people started using the iron plowshare. Iron being heavy, sharp, they could turn the soil very easily, and in turn the grains that were produced were in a good quantity. So that was one of the major change. And the second major change was people learned and began practicing transplanting paddy crops. So you must have seen how the rice is planted. First, rice is planted in some other small area. Once the rice plants starts growing, as we can see the leaves and all properly grown at say a height of, I don't exactly know what height, but say it is almost 5 to 8 centimeters above the ground level. What do the farmers do? They pluck it and then they sow it in that clayey and watery field, right? So that practice was started during the Mahajanapada time. So instead of just going and scattering the seeds or sowing the seeds on the ground, they started transplanting the crops grown in some other area into the actual fields. This gave them a better yield. So good number of grains could be produced by using this method. So the important or the major agricultural changes during the Mahajanapada time were use of iron plowshares and the use of transplanting paddy crops. So I hope till here whatever I have told you, whatever I have explained you is clear. If not, you are going to read the chapter, the topics that we have covered today. If any doubts, any difficulties, do note it down and feel free to ask me during our session. So till then, bye bye from my side. Thank you so much. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy.